So now we want to look a little bit more closely at the compare feature, where we can compare one version of a document with another and isolate the differences between them. So I'm going to take this SharePoint training notes file. I'm going to edit it in Word. And I'll just make some minor changes to it. I'll change the 1st of January to today's date, and I'll remove the attendees list. Save it and close it. If I now return to my document library, select the document and ask to see its version history, here's the new version that I've just added. So what I'd like to do now is a comparison between the current version and the previous version so that I can see the differences between both documents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the original document, or the current document, and I'll edit in Word. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Word's track changes features. I'll come up to my review tab and over to the compare button, and I want to compare with the last version. So what happens now is a brand new window opens, and in that window I can see the older version of the document, or the last version, the current version, and this window here shows me the differences between both. The line in the left margin indicates that a change has been made on this line or this paragraph. So what I can now do is I can use Word's track changes feature to move through those changes, accepting or rejecting the changes that I want or don't want. So let's do that. In this first example here, I changed the P to a capital, so I'm going to accept that change. That action also removed the word SharePoint, so I'm going to accept that change. The date was changed to today, I'll accept that, and the 1st of January was removed, so I'll accept that. The attendees list I'd like to keep, so I'm actually going to reject that change. That brings me to the last change in the document, so I'll just click OK. So now I have this document here, and I'd actually like to make this the most up-to-date version of the document. But you'll notice that in comparing my versions, I created a brand new document. So the trick here is to save this locally and then upload it to the SharePoint document library. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to my File tab and I'll save this locally. So I'm going to put it on my desktop, and notice that I'm giving it exactly the same name, and I'll save it. So now I'll close that file down and close the other version that I had open. And return to my document library. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the file that I just created. And because it has an identical name, SharePoint will automatically save this over the existing version, creating a brand new version. So if I now take that file and ask to see its version history, you'll see that a brand new version has been created. And just to prove that this is the most up-to-date version, let's just open it up. And as I would expect, the changes have been made and the attendees list has been included. And finally, if I want to take an old version and restore it to make it the most up-to-date version, it's very easy to do. I just select the file, look at its version history, and whilst I can reopen versions from here and click the restore button, there's an even quicker way. I can take an old version, click on the arrow next to the date and select the option to restore. Click OK to confirm, and you'll notice that this action creates a brand new version. of the file.